Hello everyone and welcome back to Xbox Nation. My name's Fletcher and today I've got some incredible news for you all. Xbox have just launched its massive seasonal savings sale. That means massive discounts on some of your favourite games, many of which rarely ever go on sale. Plus there are some deep discounts that honestly just blew me away. These deals though are only available for the next 5 days, so make sure you stay tuned to the video so you find out what ones not to miss. Before we jump into these games though, just a quick reminder, don't forget we're doing a weekly game giveaway. All you have to do is let me know in a comment below what you've been playing on Xbox this week. Shout out to last week's winner, hit me up on Twitter or Discord to definitely claim your prize. Now with that out the way, let's get into these epic deals. Let's start with Hot Wheels Unleashed Game of the Year edition, and now it's just down to £10.49. This is actually the lowest price we've seen for this game, so if you're into fast-paced arcade-style racing, you need to add this to your collection. The best part about Hot Wheels Unleashed though is the creativity in its track design. You're not just racing on roads, you're actually racing through different environments like arcades, while you're racing through hoops, jumps, and insane stunts. Plus, you can also customize your cars to match the Hot Wheels of your childhood, and some of them are incredibly recognizable. It's the kind of fun that never really gets too old, and honestly, for the price, this is one of those games you don't want to pass up. It was on Game Pass about a year ago before it got removed, and I absolutely loved my time with this one. The added content that's included within the Game of the Year edition is absolutely fantastic, and you can easily spend 30 plus hours just on the single player. Next up is Marvel's Midnight Suns, and it's currently on sale for just £17.49. This game is a tactical turn-based strategy game, but with a Marvel twist. You're essentially assembling a team of your favourite superheroes like Iron Man, Spider-Man and Doctor Strange to fight some pretty epic supernatural enemies. What I really love about Midnight Suns though is the depth of the combat system. Every single move matters, and the strategy goes just beyond smashing buttons. Plus, you can also build relationships with each of the characters, which does add that extra layer of immersion to the game. If you love Marvel and strategy games, then this is a must-have at this price point. It has recently gone heavily under the radar for so many gamers out there, and if you like games like XCOM, you just need to play it. Speaking of XCOM, XCOM 2 is hands down one of the best turn-based strategy games out there, and right now it's 95% off, bringing it down to a ridiculous £2.24. I honestly can't stress enough about how much value you're getting in this game. If you love a challenge, this game's for you, as you'll lead a squad of soldiers against an alien invasion, and let me tell you, it is brutal. Every single decision, every single movement counts, and the sense of tension in every battle is unlike anything else that you'll experience on the market. It really does nail everything that we're looking for, especially within that sort of strategy and turn-based combat space, and at this price, it's a no-brainer. Even if you've never played a tactical game before, you'll definitely get hooked. Lego Builder's Journey is such a hidden gem on Xbox, and I absolutely love my time with this game, even though it's a shorter experience. This one's more of a puzzle game, as it's not just your average Lego game of smashing just loads of bricks. It's got a very minimalist design, and the puzzles here are all about using your Lego blocks to find some creative solutions. The vibe of this game is honestly super relaxing, as there's no pressure, just you and some peaceful music and some blocks to play with. Plus the visuals of this game are just absolutely stunning, especially for something Lego based. It's now 75% off and just under £5, and for that small upfront cost, it's well worth experiencing. Now, here's a game that really caught me by surprise, Cult of the Lamb, and it's now 50% off and down to just £12.49. This game is a crazy mix of roguelike dungeon crawling and actually running your own cult. Yep, you definitely heard that right. You're playing as this cute little lamb who's been saved from death by a mysterious entity, and now you've got to build your own cult, manage your followers, and take on enemies in randomly generated dungeons. It is pretty weird, it's wild, and it's just incredible fun. I was playing this quite a bit whilst I was away on my travels recently, and it's great especially if you like roguelike experiences. If you're into roguelikes, base building, or just want something completely unique, this one's one for you, and the price is incredibly good. Remnant 2 Deluxe Edition is now a massive 50% off, and this game is just pure adrenaline. It is currently on Xbox Game Pass, but if you just want to own the game or you don't have a subscription, this is the best price we've seen for it so far. If you played the first Remnant game, you know what to expect. It's brutal third-person shooting action mixed with some really cool otherworldly environments. It's got that Souls-like difficulty, so if you love a challenge, you're gonna fall in love with this game. What really makes it better though is the co-op mode, so you can grab a friend or two and you can dive into this game together and tackle some tough enemies and some pretty epic bosses. I've spent countless hours on this game now, and with the discount, it's worth every single penny. For the horror fans amongst us, Pathologic 2 is 75% off. We've recently had the announcement that Pathologic 3 is coming out very soon, so if you missed that, then check out our previous video. This game is just intense. It's a survival horror game where you're in a town that's been hit by a mysterious plague, and you've got 12 days to figure out what's going on and survive. What makes the game so special though is how deeply it messes with you. The atmosphere here is haunting, and every single choice you make has severe consequences. Supplies are very limited and time is always against you. It's one of the most unique horror experiences that I've ever played, and if you love games that make you think and stress out in every way possible, then this is one you need to grab. It's great to see a discount with this new announcement too, and it's well worth trying if you're excited for the next entry. This next one is a massive deal. Tomb Raider Definitive Survivor Trilogy is 70% off at just £13.49. That's 3 full games for the price of one, and these are some of the best action-adventure games around on the market. You again will get to follow Lara Croft's journey from an inexperienced explorer to the iconic badass we all know and love. The gameplay is tight with a perfect mix of exploration, combat, and puzzle solving. I believe all 3 games are on Game Pass currently, but at this reduced price, it's just well worth purchasing, especially so you own all 3 of these incredible games forever. If you haven't played this trilogy, now's the time, and honestly, it's a steal for the amount of content you're getting here, and the gameplay is incredible. Ad Infinitum Nightmare Edition is now 70% off, bringing the game down to just under £12. This psychological horror game takes place in the haunting trenches of World War I, blending real history with some pretty twisted supernatural horrors. You will play as a soldier grappling with nightmarish creatures, hallucinations, and a fractured reality that constantly keeps you guessing. The game uses a sound design and eerie visuals to create an atmosphere of dread, and it's just incredible. Along with its psychological elements, the storyline does touch on themes of trauma, survival, and the horrors of war. If you're a fan of that atmospheric horror and games that really mess with your mind, this is a must play, especially at this price point. Braid Anniversary Edition is now down to 50% off, making it just £7.49, and at that price, it's just well worth experiencing this indie classic. This indie game really revolutionized the puzzle platformer genre when it first released. In Braid, you control time itself by rewinding, slowing, and fast forwarding to solve intricate puzzles. The hand-painted art style and beautiful soundtrack really complement its deep and emotional narrative, which explores themes of regret, obsession, and nature of time. Every single world introduces new mechanics that challenge how you think about time manipulation, and every single puzzle feels like a rewarding revelation. Braid isn't just a game, it's an artistic experience that's remained a masterpiece in the indie scene for countless years. At half price, now's the perfect time to add it to your collection. A big AAA game is now down at a deep discount, and you can pick up Avatar Frontiers of Pandora Gold Edition at 50% off. This expansive open world game invites you to fully immerse yourself in the lush, vibrant world of Pandora, straight from James Cameron's Avatar universe. As a Na'vi, you'll explore breathtaking forests, fly on the back of banshees, and engage in epic battles against human forces. The game's world is absolutely massive, with some truly stunning visuals that make you feel part of Pandora's ecosystem. The Gold Edition, of course, includes all the additional content like missions, gear, and just tons more. With its seamless blend of exploration, combat, and story, it really is a dream come true for any fan of open world games or just the Avatar universe. Dive into this experience for hundreds of hours of content and exploration, and for a price of just £47.49, it's well worth picking up. Before we dive into the remaining games, I have an incredible announcement for you, especially for October. I have partnered with Xbox, and we are providing a 5% discount over on my website for all Xbox games, pre-orders, gift cards, and Game Pass subscriptions. You can get money off some upcoming games like Dragon Age The Veilguard and the recently released Space Marine 2. You can also be saving money on your Game Pass subscription to save you that little bit of extra pennies every single month. Use code XboxNation at checkout, and it really does help support the channel by giving me a small kickback. With that out the way, thank you for the support, and let's dive back into the remaining announcements. The Vanishing of Ethan Carter is now 80% off at just £3.19, and this is the lowest price ever for this game. This narrative-driven mystery puts you in the shoes of Paul Prospero, a detective with a knack for investigating paranormal occurrences. As you explore the beautifully eerie Red Creek Valley, you'll uncover different clues and supernatural elements that tie into a disappearance of a young boy named Ethan Carter. The game's non-linear exploration lets you solve puzzles and piece together the story at your own pace, and there's no hand-holding. The stunning visual coupled with that haunting atmosphere make it an absolutely unforgettable experience. If you love games that are focused on storytelling and immersion, this is an absolute steal. Relicta is 90% off and is now only £1.59. I know many of you would not have heard of its experience before, but is well worth picking up, especially if you're into puzzle games. This first-person puzzle game actually takes place on an abandoned moon base where you manipulate gravity and magnetism to solve some pretty challenging environmental puzzles. Relicta is actually known for its clever puzzle design, where every single new level introduces fresh challenges that really push your problem-solving skills. The sci-fi story also adds a layer of intrigue as you uncover the mystery behind the lunar base and the fate of its inhabitants. The futuristic high-tech visuals combined with its deep physics-based gameplay make it a perfect pick for fans of Portal and the Talos Principle. At less than just £2, this is an absolute bargain for any puzzle enthusiast. For racing fans, Monster Energy Supercross 5 Special Edition is now 85% off at just £6, and this is the lowest price we've seen for this game yet. This is the ultimate Supercross racing game on the market, offering a deep career mode where you can customize everything from your bike to your rider's appearance. You can even create your own tracks and share them with the community, so there's just so much content on offer in a single experience. The sense of speed and adrenaline in this game is palpable, especially as you race through muddy, challenging courses filled with tight corners and massive jumps. This special edition also includes all the bonus content like extra gear and tracks, making it just even more immersive. If dirt bikes, fast-paced racing and big jumps are your thing, then this game's for you. I personally wanted to add on this next title, and I know many of you would have never heard of it before. Time on Frog Island is 80% off, bringing the game down to just £4, and honestly, this is one of my favourite games of the last year. In this light-hearted adventure game, you will play as a sailor stranded on a mysterious island filled with frog people. Your main goal here is to fix your broken boat, but to do that, you'll need to solve puzzles, trade items, and help out the quirky frog inhabitants. The game is actually about all of that exploration and experimentation as you piece together how the island works and what the inhabitants need. It's very much a cozy game, so if you want to break from that sort of action-packed first-person shooters, then I definitely recommend this one. The hand-drawn art style is bright and charming, the puzzles are cleverly designed to be engaging without being frustrating, and to be honest, if you're looking for a relaxing, whimsical game with a lot of heart, then Time on Frog Island is a delightful choice. Shadow Gambit The Cursed Crew is 30% off, and is now priced at $27.99, and this is the lowest price the game's been at since its launch. This tactical stealth game brings together a crew of undead pirates, each with their own supernatural abilities. It is set in a cursed archipelago, and the game lets you approach every single mission with a variety of strategies using stealth, magic, and combat. The game feels like a perfect blend of Desperado 3 and Dishonored, with a focus on creativity and planning. Every single crew member also has their unique abilities, so you can use them to execute intricate plans, making every single mission feel fresh and rewarding. The game honestly has such a great vibrant art style and a beautifully engaging story, full of so much pirate lore and cursed treasures. Honestly, it makes it a must-have for fans of stealth tactics and strategy, and if you love games like Desperados 3, then you definitely need to check this one out. With Space Marine 2 being the rage all of these days, there is another Warhammer game that's on Xbox currently, and if you're into RTS games, then you need to check it out. Warhammer Age of Sigmar Realms of Ruin Ultimate Edition is a massive 80% off. This is the lowest price that this game has ever been, and for all of that extra content for just under £10, it's well worth picking up. This real-time strategy game actually takes place in the dark, chaotic universe of the Age of Sigmar, where you can command vast armies in large-scale battles. Think of it like Command & Conquer in the Warhammer universe, and you know exactly what you're jumping into. This Ultimate Edition includes tons of additional content like new factions, units, and cosmetic items, giving you more control about how you build your army. The battles here are just intense, with a focus on tactical positioning and very clever unit management. Whether you're just a fan of the Warhammer franchise or just RTS games in general, this edition offers hours of strategic fun. Disco Elysium The Final Cut is finally down to its best price ever, and is now 75% off. There's a reason why Disco Elysium won a Game of the Year award, and it's a very unique role-playing game where you control a detective with a fractured mind, solving a murder in a crumbling dystopian city. What sets this game apart though is its deep narrative and vast amount of choices that you can actually make. It affects everything from your character's psyche to just how the story unfolds. The art style here is striking, the writing is incredibly sharp, darkly humorous, and emotionally powerful. Whether you focus on diplomacy, investigation, or just self-destruction, this game allows you to shape your detective's journey in so many profound ways. If you love narrative-driven games, this one's an absolute masterpiece. Terminator Resistance is now 60% off at just £15.99. This one doesn't go on sale very often, so it's well worth picking up, as the only time it's actually been on sale this year was about 4 months ago. It's set in the Terminator universe, and this first-person shooter lets you experience the future war against Skynet. You will play as a soldier in the human resistance, fighting off tons of waves of machines in a post-apocalyptic world. The game really does offer that intense combat, but with stealth mechanics, allowing you to approach every single mission in your own unique way. Fans of this franchise will really appreciate the detailed environments, the iconic enemies like T-800s, and the variety of futuristic weapons at your disposal. With a unique, compelling story and nostalgic ties to the classic films, this is a solid pick for fans of sci-fi shooters. Last but certainly not least today, we have Sherlock Holmes: The Devil's Daughter Redux. It's a mammoth 95% off on the Xbox store currently, bringing the price down to just under £2. This detective game places you in the shoes of the famous Sherlock Holmes, solving intricate mysteries in a beautifully recreated Victorian London. The game is just packed with so many challenging puzzles, brain teasers, and a compelling storyline that keeps you hooked from start to finish. You'll need to gather clues, question suspects, and use Holmes' legendary deduction skills to uncover the truth behind every single case. Honestly, from my personal experience and the fact that this game is less than £2, it's an absolute steal and offers hours of immersive fun. If you love brain-twisting fun, this is the one you need to pick up. So that's it for today's seasonal savings sales roundup. These deals are only around for the next 5 days, so definitely don't wait too long if you want to pick them up. Don't forget to also use my code XboxNation on my website for an extra 5% off to save even more on games, gift cards, and Game Pass subscriptions. As always, make sure to comment and let me know what you've been playing this week to enter our weekly giveaway. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe for more Xbox content every single day, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on a new deal. Whilst here, why didn't you check out our most recent video covering the brand new games that are coming to Xbox and Game Pass that have recently been announced?